The Nintendo Switch 2 came out today, and I'm very excited to be able to share my unboxing with you today. So the way this video is going to look is that I'm going to be completely unboxing the Nintendo Switch 2 on camera, and then I do have my original Switch and Sarah's Switch OLED here to kind of compare them and stuff, and we're going to do that stuff on camera as well. If you're looking for anything in particular, you can check down in the description of this video for the timestamps. Otherwise, any questions that you have about the Nintendo Switch 2 or anything, drop a comment, and I will do my best to answer every single one of those questions. The console just came out today. Ideally, I would have had this video up for you earlier this morning, but I had to work all day, and so here we are. I looked around the box a little bit, and I didn't see any like tape or anything. It looks like it's mostly just this latch right here holding it shut. And then we can just... Oh, looks like the Joy-Cons shifted a little bit, and they're plastic. They are actually noticeably bigger. I didn't really like that there wasn't an option to choose like the colors and stuff this time, like there was with the original Switch, but that's okay. And so... the Switch itself, it actually feels pretty huge. It does feel more sturdy and more durable, maybe a little heavier, but it's got that Switch 2 logo on there. Before we get to that, let's go ahead and see what else is in this box. Let's see. Oh, so it looks like an HDMI cord, and then we have our Joy-Con bumpers. Oh, never mind. Those are the... I think those are the bumpers, and they're noticeably different than the ones for the original Switch because these ones can be used with the mouse functionality as well. Let's see. Oh. Joy-Con grip. A lot of people really hated on the Joy-Con grip for the first Switch. I didn't think it was that bad. I played all of Breath of the Wild with just the Joy-Con grip, and I thought it was fine. This one feels better than the other one, but I still don't see myself using it really that much. Looks like the power brick and the USB-C cable are two different pieces this time, which is nice. And then finally, we've got the dock here. I like those rounded edges on there. And the dock is quite a bit different. Let's see, is there a way to open that up? There's got to be, right? Yeah, there we go. Ooh. Okay, so that all just comes off as one piece. We've got our, I don't know how well you guys can see, but there is the HDMI and the USB-C port, and then there is also that Ethernet port in there too, which is a good addition because I know that the Wi-Fi on the original Switch was pretty crappy. So going a little bit deeper here, let's take out those Joy-Cons. Let's take out those controllers and see how they feel. They do feel good. Let's see, let's snap up. Oh, so this time the Joy-Con connects to the grip and to the Switch itself by really strong magnets. You can kind of see it here when I go like this. It just kind of clicks in there. And then if I do try to like pull it out or something, it's actually very tough to pull out of there. I can pull it out as you just saw, but honestly, I do think that's pretty comfortable. I do think it's more comfortable than the previous Joy-Con grip, but not as comfortable as the Pro Controller, which is what you would expect. All right, and then the only other thing here is to take the actual Switch itself out. I'm not going to be turning it on for this video or anything. I'm going to do all the setup and stuff on my own. I'm going to leave that kind of stuff to myself to enjoy. But you can tell it's quite a bit bigger. And then on the back here, it's got that Switch 2 logo, and then it's got this nice long kickstand that can be set up to pretty much any angle, which is a huge improvement over the original Switch and pretty similar actually to what was in the Switch OLED. All right, and then let's connect those Joy-Cons on there. And so blue, I guess the blue one, I wonder what would happen if I tried to... Oh. Huh. So it will connect to the wrong side. I wonder if it would give me any kind of like error message or anything. But let's see. All right. That feels nice. That thing's heavy. This thing's going to be an arm workout. And then it would sit in the dock just like that. And so right off the bat, some stuff that you do notice on here, you've got a USB-C port on top as well as on the bottom. The top one you can use for charging in handheld mode, and you can use it, I think, to connect an external camera or external controller to your Switch when it's docked, which is pretty cool. Much else to do here. We're going to grab my original Switch, and we're going to show... I'm going to kind of do some light comparisons here. Starting with the dock, they are actually pretty similar. If you look... the Switch 2 dock is noticeably bigger and does have these rounded edges on it. And then on the back, as we already said earlier, this whole piece comes off as one. I wonder why they did it like that instead of like they did with the original one where it kind of clips on there. And then the innards on there are both seem to be pretty much the same. I do think that the biggest difference between the docks is that the Switch 2 dock does aid in game performance. I think they said that you can get 4K 60 docked on the Switch 2, whereas I'm pretty sure the regular Switch maxed out at like 1080p. The fronts are pretty similar as well. Both of them have USB ports, have 2 regular USB ports on the front. And then I guess that's pretty much it for the dock. All right. Now, the most important thing, we've got the Switch itself, the Switch 2, and this is what it looks like side by side with the regular Switch. As you may remember, the regular Switch didn't have this nice, good kickstand on it. All it had was this little dingy thing like that would honestly just like pop off every once in a while. Even just the unit itself is much bigger, and when you compare the actual screen, like what is screen on this one on the Switch 2 compared to the original Switch, it's a huge difference. So that's those side by side. And then let's see if we want to compare just the Joy-Con. So you can see here, you can see that the thumbsticks are a little bit bigger. The buttons are a tiny bit bigger as well. And the main thing, I guess, is just that the Switch 2 gives you more stuff to hang on to while you're playing. And then it does have that change in the style of the button as well. All right, and so then compared to the Switch OLED, the Switch OLED had a bigger screen than the regular Switch, but the Switch 2 is then even a bigger screen over that, which I think is nice. And then, let's get that regular Switch out of there. And then on the Switch OLED, it did have that adjustable base to be able to, or that adjustable kickstand to be able to do that at any angle, which was really nice improvement there. But overall, I would say that the Switch 2 just feels like a bigger and better Switch with more functionality. Guys, that's all that I have for this video. In the comment section, please let me know any questions that you have about the Nintendo Switch 2, and I will do my best to answer every single one of them. Until next time, the best way to keep up with me is on Twitter and on Instagram at James_Solar and on Blue Sky at jamessolar.bsky.social. Thanks, guys.